the meantime, I want to just kind of roll through some things. First of all, I know a lot of people's mind, light rail. It's been a tremendous success for us. Actually, that number at 4,000 daily is now inched up quite a bit, actually, and we're just celebrated our millionth rider last Tuesday. So in the period of time from August until just last week, we had 1 million riders. If you've not, how many people have ridden it? So it's, you know, it's again, it's not a panacea for getting everybody off the roads or anything like that. But it certainly is a way to move people around in terms of big events. And I can tell you that as a developer, trying to attract businesses in, when we're up in New York, we're talking to national, international consultants, and they ask what's new in Hampton Roads. It's pretty cool to say we now have a light transit system, and we have passenger rail service beginning on 12/12/12. For the first time on the south side, anyway, of Hampton Roads, we'll have passenger rail service up to Washington, D.C. We'll be able to get off at 9:30, come back at 3, and be home by 7:30. The nice thing about that is those are productive hours. You can imagine the defense industry in particular that's really going to take advantage of that. We have the ability to put 3 trains into service already. We're expecting it's really going to be very well used to get that second train right away. So rail services and the intermodal connections that we now have are really going to be important to us. 12/12/12. Here's some new things that are coming on. We have the Slover Memorial Library, which thanks to the very generous contribution of $44 million from the Frank Batten Foundation. We now have the Samuel P. Slover Memorial Library, which has already broken ground. It's a $64 million investment in the most technologically advanced library in the country. When it's completed, it's going to be right on Plume Street downtown. It's up there in the left-hand side of the screen there, and it really is going to be terrific. But when you think about it, we put $20 million in, we're getting $44 million for that particular library. You may have read about Urban Outfitters, the first regional Urban Outfitters. It's coming on to Granby Street, terrific new addition. What we're hoping that will do is begin to put soft retail back onto Granby Street, thinning out some of the clubs and restaurants that kind of led the way in terms of some of the revitalization of downtown. We're hoping now with Urban that we can get some soft retail begin to infill. That's going to be opening up probably in August. We have U.S. Development continuing to make progress toward closing on their HUD loan, which will then allow them to redevelop the Union Mission. It was actually originally called the Rockefeller, and they are going to use historic tax credits and put in 90 apartments priced between $800 and $1,000 a month, so workplace related. They're also doing a Virginia Housing, a VHDA loan at 161 Granby, the Leaning Tower of Norfolk. If you've noticed that, that's the building that kind of is off kilter a little bit. And as soon as they can get those 2 loans closed, they will be underway with those renovations. This is the MacArthur Memorial. If you haven't been down there lately, right on MacArthur Square. A $6 million expansion is well underway. They should be opening up in June with their new Research and Visitor Center wing. It's really a nice, terrific new addition. Waterside, you're going to have to stay tuned. You know, we're down to the Cordish Company, which is a Waterside Live proposal, or HL Development, which is the Harvey Lindsay Conference Hotel, hybrid office buildings, Ferris wheel. I like the Ferris wheel, but so the manager's going to make his recommendation to council tonight. Cordish is a company out of Baltimore. They are. Yeah. Well, you know, in the fine print, it doesn't cost money up front, but certainly some of the considerations that are going to be going into what will be that deal. No, it's not really in terms of upfront money. It's very favorably weighted toward us. But there's a lot of concessions that are going to be going on for both these projects and when the manager makes that call at 4:30. This is the Wells Fargo building downtown, and these are the Monticello Station apartments. Very nice. They're doing so well that we are going to be discussing with the developer of Wells Fargo an additional amount of apartments right on Bank Street at Freemason and within the very near future. In addition to that, the 50,000 square feet of retail is out Buffalo Wild Wings, Fight Restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, and finally an urban 7-Eleven that's going to be going in, completing the 50,000 square feet of retail that we have there. TCC put in a nice new student center right across from the main entrance of MacArthur. It's really a terrific new addition for Tidewater Community College. These are some streetscape improvements we're making. That's Chrysler Hall in the background. That's on Bank Street. And like I said, the apartments are doing extremely well, very high-end rents, and we're very pleased that they're doing very well. Light rail stop at the newly renovated and expanded YMCA. And if you've not been to the new Chrysler Museum of Glass, it's open, and the Chrysler Museum is free if anybody didn't know. So stop in there and check that out. The Chris Pack building is a nice old building in the Fort Norfolk area, right down by Water's Edge, and the Public Health building in Fort Norfolk Plaza that was recently on the news for catching on fire the other day. 81 apartments, and they should be done in about June of this year. So they're doing extremely well in terms of their pre-leasing and pre-commitments. This is the new $81 million expansion of the Eastern Virginia Medical School, which is open now, has a state-of-the-art simulation laboratory. The biggest single municipal project we're doing is the new courthouse complex. The very first plans for that were in 1974, so you can see we're very fast in terms of making decisions in Norfolk. That's a $118 million court complex that's coming in right at the corner of St. Paul's and City Hall Avenue. So it's going to be right tucked up against the jail, right on that corner there. It's already under construction, and so that's coming soon. They'll have a light rail stop. The jail will stay where it is. It's been an unsafe situation having all, witnesses, judges, victims, and the accused all in one setting. So it's going to be a nice new addition. So these are some of the things that have happened in just the past 5 years. Wells Fargo, Virginia Arts Festival building, Harbor Heights, the Belmont at Freemason Apartments, the Dakota Reeds out of the Peninsula, 388 Bush Street, the renovations to Town Point, Tidewater Community College Center, and the Residence Inn by Marriott. A lot of that can be attributed to the light rail system, and that's what we're talking about in terms of the investments that I think in particular the Virginia Beach can see that will likely and will happen as a result of being able to access an additional means of moving people around. Obviously I'm biased, but I do think it'd really be terrific to be able to go from the Regional Medical Center all the way down to the ocean front and get to Town Center and the other kinds of things that are in Virginia Beach by way of light rail. That's a personal opinion, that's not anything that Virginia Beach needs to do. Obviously, we have the intermodal system. That's Harbor Park up there on the left-hand side, and you can see where the train station will be in the lower part of that picture. And it has the ability to access light rail right there at Harbor Park. If you can park at Newtown Road now and go to the ball games and go into downtown Norfolk via light rail now, but it'll be a truly intermodal system. HRT will also have a ferry, passenger rail service, light rail, and we're hoping and thinking that at some point we'll probably have bus service as well, staging out of that Harbor Park area. All things being new again, that train station is where the old train station used to be 100 years ago. This is an old rendering of what the train station was going to look like. Nobody liked it. I don't have a new rendering of the new one, but it's a little bit jazzed up version of this. It will have a bell tower, and it's going to be like a set of Legos, 2,400 square foot station initially, and then it will grow and expand as passenger rail service picks up and the demand is there. But we do have the ability, again, like I said, stage 3 trains during the day now. We've already taken measures to have the servicing put into place a little bit north of this site right here. So obviously we are now going to be connected and be able ultimately to access a lot of different parts of the country, and we really do think it's going to be tremendously successful. If you've not heard about the $84 million Kroc Center, the Kroc Center is something that Ray and Joan Kroc, the founders of McDonald's, at a competition among cities for a new urban community center in places where normally you don't see these kinds of centers. And it's a terrific thing because they buy the property, they actually build the building, and they give you half the operating budget. We compete at places like Atlanta and some of the other major urban centers, and that's going to be located in our new Broad Creek, which using Hope 6 funds, we took down a couple of public housing projects and put in mixed-use development that included fully subsidized, partially subsidized, and totally private sector housing. If you've not been out there, it's really something to see. It's a very nice addition to the city. The Kroc Center is broken ground, and it'll be open next year. And again, it's an $84 million investment. And it's a partnership with the Salvation Army. Op sale, if you've not made plans, June 6th through the 12th. It's estimated that the impact on the region is $112 million in investment that's going to be, or purchasing that's going to take place. You can get op sale certified. We have a link on our website that you can do. It's going to include this year for the first time naval vessels from around the world as well as tall ships. Every single community is participating in op sale in the Hampton Roads area. It's really going to be something to see, and we're using it as a business recruitment tool both individually in our cities and collectively under the Hampton Roads Economic Development Alliance banner. But it's really something to make sure you set aside that period of time to really take advantage of it. I think Warren will probably mention the American Patriotic Festival, which I think takes place the week prior to op sale down at the ocean front with a performance by the Blue Angels over the ocean front, which is really going to be spectacular. Just to show that we've got development occurring more than just in downtown, these are some areas that we're currently working projects from Ocean View, South Side, over by the former Ford plant, which is now called the Virginia Renaissance Center. But I kind of wanted to be sure that as we have to do with our folks on council and to our citizens, that development opportunities aren't just occurring simply downtown. They are citywide, and we're doing a lot of things to make it even easier to understand. This afternoon, the manager will also announce at council something called City Sites, and you'll see on the City of Norfolk main page and our development website a new logo that says City Sites, and you'll be able to click on that. And under 5 categories: city-owned, NRHA-owned, Economic Development Authority-owned, city leasing opportunities, and surplus school sites. You'll be able to pull up all that information online with marketing brochures, demographic, and retail reports. And that's going to be fully operational. It is fully operational right now, but nobody knows about it, so nobody's really clicked into it. We just turned it on today. So that's the former Ford plant up there on the left-hand side. A company called KT & Nadia is the primary tenant in the one building that was left standing. Future development opportunities, we're expecting Lake Bright East, which is 27 acres right at the intersection of Interstate 64 and Northampton Boulevard, to come online. If you've driven down Northampton lately, you'll notice there's new access roads put into this site. Getting a lot of activity and action on that. Norfolk Collegiate's Performance Center is under construction. The Hampton Roads Transit is moving into their new $69 million bus terminal and main administration building. St. Mary's has expanded. Central Lee is underway with their $126 million expansion. Central Business Park has a new 3rd Patrol headquarters. I've got 2 sites available for sale out there, and a smaller Baylor Corporation building that's just been opened on Green Boulevard. The Green, again, is also going to be some new apartments right near Dumars and right near my infamous Chick-fil-A. Everybody says I sold too cheap. That's not true. Anybody wants to ask about that? Ward's Corner, we're going to approve that tonight. It's an $18 million investment anchored by Harris Teeter here at the 8 acres that sit at Little Creek and Granby Street. Mrs. Joan Dallas is refacing the Midtown development where Regino's and Uncle Louie's used to be. They're under construction by Mideast Builders, 6 months to complete. All new facades, all new storefronts. That's about a $2 million investment. Farm Fresh is putting a couple $1 million into refurbishing their store in the face of the Harris Teeter competition. And I'm working on some projects here in Ward's Corner. So finally, after about 14 years of really hard work, Ward's Corner is coming around. We're working on an Ace Hardware deal downtown. going to be very nice. We're encouraging companies to go get certified under small business. And this is true anywhere. You can go onto the website there that's listed. There is an awful lot of small business development opportunities, contracting opportunities, but you have to be DBE certified. If you fit that criteria, there's an awful lot of things that are currently underway, so we're trying to assist our small businesses that way. I think you can find all that information on norfolkdevelopment.com. In addition, the city manager has asked us to take on the responsibility for the civilian workforce development, so I'm now doing that. And if you click on a little logo called It's Your Turn, Employ Norfolk, you'll see, and it'll take you to our website for workforce development opportunities and a couple little videos that we've done to encourage moving Norfolk residents that are underemployed, unemployed, or the emerging workforces, students, into gainful employment. It's kind of self-serving. If we can get people employed, we don't have to pay for the cost of supporting those folks. So it's kind of like, as a parent, we all want our kids to have gainful employment opportunities here in the region as well. So those are some new things that we're working on. You may have also heard that we hired a guy named Captain John Andrews, the Chief of Staff to Admiral Harvey. He's going to be coming in to do our workforce development for the military, transitioning military, as well as being our liaison to the military. I know that some of the other localities have similar type positions. He just started 2 weeks ago. Really a great addition to our office. And with that, I'm done.